Hi all, this is the part 6, last part for this video series of 5 video, and here we will discuss on the VPC endpoint for the S3. Agenda for discussion for this POC is we will create the VPC creation, then we will create the IAM role, then we will create some S3 bucket and security group for the EC2 instance. After security group, we will create the EC2 instance and we will set the name for the EC2 instance. Now we need to connect to both public and private instances using that PAM file. So we'll convert with PAM file to PPK file, and we will accessing the private instance using the PPK file, right? Now after that we will check instance check S3 bucket from the instance, and for private subnet we will create the VPC endpoints. And motive here we will create the S3 bucket from the private instance in the private subnet for the instance, right? So we will check in this POC how to access those things, and after that we will delete all those resources which we have used, right? So this is the flow for this diagram. We have one region, this is Virginia US East 1, and VPC, we are using VPC S3 here, and we will use two availability zone US East 1A, 1B. In 1A, we are using public subnet, that is name of the public S3, and we have security group, and we are using this one EC2 instance over here, that is a public IP. And other, we have a private subnet, and here we will create one instance over there with that is created in the private subnet. So this instance doesn't contain any public IP. So this IP will not able to connect to the S3 bucket because the S3 bucket will be created using the using S3 bucket can use with this is S3 bucket that will be used with the help of this instance using the VPC endpoints. So here endpoint is come in the picture where we can access S3 bucket over the private network. Generally, we are using S3 bucket over the public network, right? So we will do this POC here. So first we will go and create the VPC. So let's start it demo. I'm logging with S3 AWS console. You can see here, and we will go and we will create one VPC here. This is we don't have we have only currently default VPC. So go and create one VPC, this one, and we will give the IP CIDR range for that 10.0.0/16, right? And we are going to create this VPC. This VPC is created here. Now after that we will go and create the internet gateway, right? So internet gateway is there. We will go there and create the internet gateway. I am giving the name of internet gateway here and create internet gateway, right? 1 minute, something issue is there. I think it is created, right? So we need to attach to the VPC with this. We have created VPC S3, so we will attach that internet gateway with VPC, right? You can see this is attached to the VPC, right? Internet gateway is done, right? Now we need to create the route tables because we will create the route table for the public and private, both things. So we will go here and create the route tables, you can see, and we will create the route tables name, and you can see I'm selecting this VPC S3, right? And create I think name tag, we can give the this RT public S3. This is a route table, and we will create one more table for that, and we will give the name RT private S3. this route table created, and we will give this VPC S3. So we have created two route tables over there. This is separate for the public and private route table, right? Now we need to go to create this subnets. So go to create subnet. We will select this VPC S3, right? Now after that we need to give the name of the subnet. So subnet name, I am putting it public S3, right? And availability zone 1A, US East 1A, and CIIDR range 10.00.24, right? And we will go and create this subnet. This is public subnet is created. You can see it is doing the create subnet. That is created, right? I'm selecting it. And route table, you can see it is route table giving this one. So I'm edit route table association. And we will go and select RT public S3, right? We have already created. So I am saving it. So this route table has changed for this public S3, right? You can see. And click on this RT public S3, right? You can see in the routes tab. And we need to add the internet gateway over here because it is a public IP, right? So we will add one more route here. And we will add the traffic to internet gateway here. Save routes. So we have done this thing for now. We need to create a subnet again for the private S3, right? So go to the subnet again. We will go and create one more subnet here, VPC S3, and name is private S3, and availability zone we are changing to 1B, and CIDR range I'm going to copy from here 24, right? And create the subnet, right? This is private subnet is created, right? Now we select this subnet and we will change the route table because we have already created the route table for this. And we are selecting it route table for RT private S3 and save it. So it is changed. Here it is private RT private S3 is connected route table, right? So we have done this thing. Now we need to go and create the IAM role. So AWS S3 full access, we need to create one S3 admin access role. So I think this role is already created here because I have used some other places. So you can see when you don't need to create it, but I will show you how to create what is the policy. You can see S3 full access policy over there. So you can create it or let me delete and I will create it again, right? Now I'm creating the same S3 IAM role for S3 full access. S3, I'm selecting this policy. Next tab, review. I'm giving the S3 full access, and I'm creating the roles. This role is created here. You can see, right? Now we have done. Now you need to go to create the bucket. So I think bucket is already created. S3, let me check. This bucket is already created. So I will go and create one more bucket, right? I'm creating endpoint S3, right? And we will go with the default one and go and create the bucket, right? I think this name, okay. This bucket name is already exists, so I'm giving -123, right? So we've created one more bucket. Similarly, we can create a multiple bucket, right? So I've already created this 2 bucket. Amit 873 and Alok 873 both are created here, right? So this step we have done. Now we need to go to create a security group. Now this is our dashboard and security group here, and go and create a security group. And VPC, we need to select VPC-S3, right? And tag name, we can give the tag name. And after that, we need to assign this inbound rule like SSH, right? And anywhere access and other thing, TCP and ICP-MP custom policy we will take, and we will give access to this IP range. This is all TCP, and next one is custom ICP-MP. Let me check. All ICMP, not custom, right? So we will give access on this CIDR, right? And this is created and creating the security group. Security group is created here. Now, next step, go to the create instances, right? So I'm creating, launching the instance here, right? And selecting this Linux and going with the default setting. And first we will select this VPC-S3, and we need to create the EC2 instance public subnet, right? So public subnet, this one, right? And enable this auto assigning public ID. And also we have created the role S3 admin access we have given here, right? And we need to give the tag here. Tag name I'm copying from here. You can see this is instance public S3, right? This is the instance name, and this is the security group, and we have already created a security group. And review launch and launch with Virginia region, right? This is a public instance. This is launch. This is public subnet, right? Now we will go and again launch one instance in the private subnet, right? And we will give the name of the instance private S3. So go and launch this instance. We will select this VPC-S3, and this is the private instance. So don't need to enable this public IP here. And we need to assign the IAM role for accessing the S3, right? So next is storage, default storage. Now we need to enter the tag name. This is a private S3. And we will assign this same security group which created for the S3, VPC-S3. And you can see we have launched 2 instances here, right? So this instance is still creating. So next step we can see here, we have done it. Now we need to connect to instance and run this telnet command, right? And also we need to give the name of that host name we need to set. So I'm opening the Git Press. Opening one more instance, right? So I am going a cd download folder. Now I need to connect with these instances. So first I'm connecting with the public instance. This is connected, right? So I will go there and I will run this command for the public instance. I am changing it to public S3. This is public S3 and I'm saving it. Exit and login again. You can see it is showing in public S3, right? Now we need to run that command for the package install telnet. You can install now. Our this instance is ready for public S3. It is ready. Now need to connect with this private instance, right? So go to here again, new browser, and we can go to the PEM file and try to connect from here directly from the public IP. You can see here. This is the instance of public IP. It doesn't have any public IP over here. It contains only the private IP, right? So if we're trying to connect it here, it is showing the private IP. So we're not able to connect it, but we need to check it, right? Because this is not the right way to say for connecting to instance. So you can see here we're not able to connect to the private instance, but we want to connect with the private instance. So we will follow some process for connecting it. We will connect, go with the first public site, and we will go and connect it with that one. You can see it is not timeout, not able to connect the host, right? So we cannot connect directly because this is in the private subnet, right? So for this, we need to follow some steps. For that, we need to first convert PEM file to PPK file, right? Because so what we will do, we will use the we will open the puttygen. I will show you how can the this is a puttygen command is there. You can go and load the key here. We need to select all file here, and you can see Virginia. This is the Virginia PEM file, right? So I'm selecting PEM file from here. It is successfully imported. So we did not to generate it. We need to go directly and save private key. So I'm saving this private key. Virginia, right? Private key. It will show it is a PPK file, right? So we have saved it, right? You can see I've mentioned this step here. Select the Virginia PM file. Okay, click on and save without a passphrase and S and save private key, right? So it is saved, right? Now what we need to do, we need to using that import this key set with temporary face, because this key is required, right? So we need to go with that. This is the app. We need to open this here. Already running. Okay, that is running my system. You can see here, and you can see need to clear already running. Remove this file. I'm just adding file. When we'll go, it will ask for the PPK file. So with this file we have created right now, you can see timing, right? 16:33 am. So you just created this file, and I'm selecting this PPK file. It is, you can see it is showing here this file. Now it will just temporarily set those keys over there. So we will use this key for connecting to the private instance, right? So this window is open. Now I'm going to the next. Next now we'll connect to the putty. So we need to go with putty, right? Putty, and we need to give the public IP for the public machine, right? Because first we need to connect with the public IP, right? You can see here, and this private instance doesn't contain public IP. So, but this one public IP, it contains this public IP over there. So we will go there and put it here. And also in SSS file auth, you can see we are just do allow agent forwarding. So it will forward that key to the private key, private key when we will trying to connect, right? So we are going to select this PPK file which we created just now and selecting it. So now we will trying to connect with. So actually it is connecting with the EC2 user is the default user, right? So you can see we connected it to public S3 because we are given already name, right? This is connection with the public instance. Now here we will go to the private instance using the SSS command, right? You can see SSS EC2 user at the rate of private instance, right? So we are just going to connect. And what is the IP? Private IP for that instance, you can see this one. We are copying it, right? I'm just going to connect it. You can see this permanently added to this one. So you can see we have connected to the private IP, right? So we have connected this private instance using the public instance or using this shared key formula, right? This is key shared from imported from temporary to the this putty. Right? This is a process for connecting to the private instance, right? So we have done this thing. So we need to run some command over there as per our PPT. So I'm going back again to the here. First, we will go and set the name because it should become like private instance, right? So I'm setting the host name here. Right. So I'm saving it. Now we need to install this telnet also for checking it. So I'm going to install telnet. I think fontage is small, so let me change the font size here. It's not showing. I think it is hanged something. Hanged. Now we need to exit it again. Now we have exit. Now we reach to the public IP and again we will connect with this server. You can see when we have connected, now we have moved from here, you can the public S3 to the private S3, right? Because you have given the name and also name is coming at the top, right? So, but we need to install this command. Let me check. Oh, something error. It is seems something error from the AWS site. We're not able to run this command. So take the sudo and then try, right? I'm taking the sudo then. We are connected with the root. Let me try now. Loading plugin, I think something is there, right? It is showing it is a lock, right? M command is locked and PIID 3453. So let me do it. I'm killing it. Sorry. kill minus 93453, right? Some issue I'm facing from last few days with AWS. Save it. I think first I will run this command whether it is giving some output or not. Otherwise, telnet we are not able to do telnet. No, it is not working. Something which is with this system, right? Currently. So nothing required. We can try with the ping command, right? So, but currently we need to check whether we are able to access with S3 or not. This is main motto. So what we will do, we have connected here with the public instance, and here we will connect it with the private instance, right? Both are connected here. So let's check here. No, this one is not here. This window, right? This is public access. So we will check with the S3 command whether we are able to connect or not. AWS. I think we need to take sudo, right? Because we are not AWS S3 ls. We can check the list. It is connected to the S3 because it is already in public IP, right? But what is happening here? We can go and check it. AWS S3 ls. You can see here from private instance we are not able to connect to the S3 bucket, right? So I will show you in the diagram what we have done so far. We have created this instance, this PPC availability zone, and this instance also created. We created S3 bucket. This from this instance, which is in public subnet, can successfully connect to the S3 bucket using AWS S3 account because I already assigned the same role with the both instances because it is working on the public IP to S3 can access via the public traffic, right? But this is in a private subnet, doesn't have the any public IP, and publicly without public IP not able to connect to the S3 bucket, right? So for this region, we are here. We are need to create the VPC endpoint for the S3. We need to do configuration for this one with the private subnet also only. So let's do it. This configuration. We have done this one, right? Yeah. And you can see here creating the VPC endpoint. From the VPC endpoint, create the endpoint, right? So just go there on that system VPC side. This is our VPC, right? And you can see endpoint. This is the endpoints for VPC, and we will go and create the endpoint, right? We will select AWS services and service name. We need to go and search S3, right? We have two services here, so we will go and select the gateway service, right? You can see here gateway service. We need to go and type gateway, select VPC, and also we can go and select this VPC. VPC is our VPC S3, right? So you can see here it is showing our support subnet. We need to go and select only the private subnet, right? I mentioned here. Select VPC S3, then we will go there and select the private subnet only, right? And you can see here route table associated with the private S3. See, it's private S3, and policy is full access, right? And tag name, you can see here S3 private access, right? So at the end, we need to add the tag here, name and S3 private access, right? And we need to create the endpoint. You can see this endpoint is created, right? And and it will add the entry in the route table, right? So if we will go in the route table for the private instance, for the private S3, right? You can see here it added this entry over there. This is for the endpoint entry, right? For accessing this via the endpoint, right? This entry already done over there. You can see I mentioned here. Now we can go and check the again same command. Go and check it. So you can see after creating it is just connected, right? Because after creating the endpoint, run it. See, I'm running it again. You can see we are getting access for that with the private instances, right? So it means we are able to this private subnet this instance which is a private subnet can able to access the S3 over the private using the VPC endpoint. This thing we want to show here. So it is not accessing all those things for publicly, right? So this I think you can check it is not access to the public, so we are not able to ping google.com because it is not accessing any public, so it will not work here. But it will access this instance able to access then all those buckets from the S3, right? You can see it is not working. And if we'll check same thing from the public instance, if I will go here ping google.com, you can see it is able to reply, getting the reply, right? We are working from this place. Okay, so we have done this POC almost, and only next last step is there, deleting the resources. So first we need to go to terminate the instances. Now delete the endpoint and delete the VPC, right? So let's do it. This instance you can see here, I am selecting both instances here and going to terminate it. The termination is started, right? It is shutting down, right? And now we need to close it because this putty will not work then. And we have done this, so we can close it. And we don't require this one, right? And also we don't require this one. So we have done this one, and next step, delete the endpoint. So go to the VPC, and this is the endpoint, and we will go and select this endpoint and action go to delete endpoint directly. So this endpoint is deleted. After that, we can go and delete the VPC. Just check it out whether we are able to delete this VPC or not, because instance is still not deleted fully. So go ahead and delete this VPC, right? Yeah, you can see here it deletes all those subnet, route tables, and security group, and the internet gateway, right? Everything it will delete in one go. So we are going to delete it. So VPC is deleted successfully. It deleted all those things also. And now we can go delete the role and delete the bucket, right? So we are here for the roles and select this role, and we are delete this role, right? This role is deleted, right? And you can see we need to go to and delete the S3 bucket also, right? So this is the S3 bucket. We have created this 2-3 buckets, so go and delete it. Delete bucket, right? Bucket is deleted, so we need to go and delete this bucket also. And we need to go and delete this bucket also. Okay, now we need to go delete this bucket, but we need to first empty it. So empty, we need to delete permanently, delete this thing. This is inputting in process. It is done, right? Now we will go and delete this one also. Go and delete this one. This bucket is deleted, right? So we have deleted everything, roles as well as S3 bucket instances. You can see it is deleted, right? Terminated, and VPC also, right? And we have deleted the endpoints. Everything you deleted, and we have done for this deletion. So this is the last one, and we have completed the video for this is series 5. It is demo totally on the VPC based. So I have taken some examples for the VPC. Hope you like this. Please like and subscribe my channel if you like my videos. Thanks for watching it, and we will meet in this series 6 video for the DMS migration system, right? So thanks for watching it. Bye for now. Meet you in the next series.